I'm going to talk about Lord Raglan, and he was born Lord Fitzroy Somerset. He was the youngest son, I believe the 9th son of the 5th Duke of Beaufort, who had 12 children. So he was brought up at Badminton. He joined the army and was sent out as ADC to a general. Luckily for him, it was Wellington, and he joined Wellington in the Peninsular Campaign, which was very successful. And he learnt a lot very quickly. In fact, he and Wellington served together for some 40 years, and invariably they never parted. Wellington trusted his young ADC and introduced him to his niece, Emily Wellesley Pole, and of course they married. Now here you've got his early jewellery box, which is inscribed Lord Fitzroy Somerset, and if I open it up, Fitzroy had a telescope made, and this was effectively made by the best maker in the day, who was called Berge. And Berge took over the business of Ramsden. Ramsden had been much respected, and you can see it's a brass telescope inscribed Lord Fitzroy Somerset. This was made in about 1810, and if I pull out the telescope, you can see that everything opens, and this Fitzroy would have taken with him everywhere he served. So he had it at Wellington's side during the Peninsular Campaign. He also would have had it on the battlefield of Waterloo. And if I put it to my eye, the most extraordinary thing is that it still works absolutely perfectly and zooms me into every detail of London life. So that really is rather special. He was quite romantic, Lord Raglan. This is a brooch that he gave his wife. His soldiers on the battlefield loved him very much. They made for him 2 walking sticks, and this one was made from the apple tree immediately outside his headquarters in the Crimea. So by this stage, Raglan was quite an old man to be sent out in charge of the French, Turkish and British army. And the horses would be tied to this apple tree when they went to visit Raglan. His first battle in the Crimea was a great success. It was the Battle of Inkerman in November 1854, and the walking stick is inscribed at the top. So I had great fun polishing it yesterday. It probably hasn't been polished since it was out in the Crimea. This other stick of Raglan's I think is very special, and it even has a spent cartridge, because of course soldiers making the stick would have had to use local resources, and so here I don't know if you can see, but is a spent cartridge that they've used to protect it, and that Raglan would have used probably on the battlefield, given his age. One other thing that he gave his daughter Charlotte was his prayer book, And I think probably this prayer book travelled with him. It's very beaten up, and he's inscribed it to his daughter Charlotte. So that's rather a nice thing to have. Sadly, Raglan was leading a successful campaign in the Crimea, in pushing the Russians out of the Crimea. The siege of Sebastopol eventually was a success, but unfortunately Raglan died out there. And when he died, General Malakoff, who was in charge of the French army, went into Raglan's headquarters, into his bedroom, and Malakoff cried like a baby. And he went and picked local flowers, and he called them the fleurs des immortels, so immortal flowers. And I don't know whether you can see, but he put a wreath of these immortal flowers on the coffin of Raglan, and these ones he sent to Lady Raglan in England, and obviously that meant a tremendous amount to her. So that's rather special, and they've survived to today. And then finally for Raglan, I've got his hair that he gave his wife each time that he went away to fight.